Everybody, welcome to openSUSE one more time for another workshop about packaging. We're going to present you the open source, the open build service, OBS. Please.
Thank you. Yeah. So, thank you for showing up this morning. My name is Henne. I'm an OBS developer for SUSE, working for SUSE. And this workshop is about the Open Build Service, which is a complete distribution building tool. You can build packages as well as whole distribution sets or subsets. You can do updates with it, so maintain an already released product and everything. So what is this workshop about? It's an introduction to a packages OBS tool. The OBS is accessible for a lot of different people, like people who want to become or who are packagers or want to become packagers like you. But there are also other groups of people who use it. So, for instance, Kulu, as the release manager of the openSUSE distribution, has a completely other view onto the OBS, because he's integrating all your stuff that you will submit shortly into a distribution. So what is the OBS? It's a complete system, like I said. As you can see, it has many parts. A lot of them are moving, a lot of servers, blah, blah, blah. But for us packagers, there are only two tools that we need to use. It's the web UI, the web page of the OBS, and the OBS command line client OC. So, the OBS you can install on your own laptop, the whole complete system, so that it builds on your laptop. You can have your own build farm, you can have your own server at home running the build service, but for us as the OBS project, we run a reference server for the openSUSE project, which is reachable at build.opensuse.org. This is a server farm that is in Nuremberg in the SUSE headquarters, because we are all located there, and it's used to build the openSUSE distribution. But it's only one instance of the Open Build Service, and there are many others. The web client is, as I have said before, reachable at build.opensuse.org, and we are going to use that reference server for the workshop here. And then you have the command line client, which also by default connects to the reference server. So a short overview of the prerequisites that you need. You need to have a laptop with some version of openSUSE on it, preferably 12.2 or 12.3, so the ones in maintenance. And you need to install the OSC tool. And for that, you best go to openbuildservice.org/download right now and download the package fitting your distribution. If you have any problems with that, let me know, because we are going to use that command line client on your machine. Please give me a sign if you're finished. Otherwise, we have to wait. Okay, everybody has OC by now? All right. So the first thing we are going to do is to create a package in your own home project on the reference server. This is lesson 1. And for that, you should know, after you have downloaded OC, you should go to build.opensuse.org, log into the build service, and if you haven't yet create your home project. So just go to build.opensuse.org, click on the login button in the upper right corner, and if you haven't created your home project, it will ask you to do so. Okay. This home project is kind of your own personal space on the reference server where you can package the stuff you would like to package. It's a starting point for every packager to get things going with the OBS. Okay. The next thing we are going to do is, now we are switching back to the command line client, and we are going to check out our home project, which we just created. For that, just go open terminal, go to some place where you can create directories, and just call OCCO and the name of your home project. So it's home : your login name. So if your name is Peter, it's home : Peter and not home : you. Sorry. So what you have just done is you have, when you check out the home project with the command line client talks to the OBS server on the web and just downloads all the stuff you have done in your home project on the reference server, which for most of you there isn't anything yet, so it just created the directory. So the next thing we are going to do is to actually create a package. So you need to change the directory into your home project, which you just checked out. So cd into it. And then you call oc mkpack citrus, which will add the a package named citrus to your home directory. Let me know how it goes. If you do all that, you have created a package in your home directory. And now comes the time where we really have to do something. Up until now, we just checked out an empty directory and created another empty directory. And now you really have to do something. So we will add a spec file. Spec files are package description files. That means a package is, in the sense of Linux packages, is just source code and the description on how you can compile the source code. We are going to create RPM packages, and the build descriptions for RPM packages are called spec files. So you can use VI as your editor or whatever editor you want and create a file citrus.spec in the citrus subdirectory. It's probably too small to see. And you have to fill out the whole spec file and use the information I gave you there. Okay, everybody has the spec file edited. I know you don't have to, but it's okay. It's okay. We have 2 hours, so. Oh. Okay, so to actually have a complete package, you not only need a description of what you are trying to build, but you also need the source code. So we need to get the source code of the package we're trying to build. In this case, it's Citrus. Just go to this URL or search in Google for Citrus game and download the tarball. Everybody can see that? Yeah. So when you do packaging on yourself, after you have completed this workshop and you're the perfect packager, then of course you can do all that stuff all the way you want. You can go to Google and use your browser to download. You don't have to use vget and stuff like that. I just have designed it this way so you make as much errors as possible. So who has the tarball, the download? Stefan? We need all the errors because that's really what packaging is all about. It's fixing stuff, random stuff. Typos that you have done or typos that somebody else has done, using the wrong tarball, using empty files, blah, blah, blah. This is what packaging is. Now, if we have the tarball, what we have done up to until now, I'll come to you. So what we have done now is basically all on our own computer. We have checked out the directory, created another directory, downloaded a tarball, created a spec file, and none of that is happening on the internet or somewhere. You do it on your machine. So after you have done all that, you have to tell the reference server on the internet that you have done something. It's not noticing on itself. So once you have the tarball and you have to tell the reference server that there are new files. So you have to use the command OC add remove, which will add the new spec file you have created and add the tarball. And then you have to actually upload the stuff to the server. So you have to use OCCI, which is a shortcut for check-in, and then a message. So then you have actually told the build.opensuse.org server that you have done something. So let me know how it goes, the check-in. So if you go back to your browser and into your home directory there and you press reload, it should have a new package in there which is called Citrus, and if you click on that, you will see your spec file and your tarball. So, sounds easy, right? Create a spec file, tarball, everything is there. This is something you can do at home. You can find the slides on openbuildservice.org, and you can do that stuff on your own. For instance, you don't necessarily have to create a spec file. If you already have a source RPM file from somewhere, then you can import that. Or there are like 30 million packages on the build service already. So somebody already has most likely packaged the stuff that you want to have. So you can also copy existing packages with that, with OC copy pack. So this is some stuff that you can do with OC. So now comes the actual nasty part of packaging. So far this was easy. Now we're going to building package. So the second thing we are going to do is we build a package locally on your laptop and afterwards on the reference server. So for the build service and the command line client to know, what to build the package for, you have to tell it. I want to have this package for openSUSE 12.3, or I want to build this package for Fedora 19, or whatever. So you have to go to the web client again, click on your home project, then click on the repositories tab, and click Add Repositories. And then choose the distribution you want to build it for. That is something that is called cross-distribution packaging. So you will have one spec file for multiple distributions, and there are files that have translations of the package names. So for yes. Or normally you use them transparently because there's a huge file where we tracked all the differences, but you can also set up your own translations. But these day and age, most distributions try to have similar package names. Not always exactly the same, but they try, at least. They fail, but they try. As you probably have noticed, on the repositories page, you can choose whatever distribution you want. You don't have to choose the distribution that is installed on your laptop. You can, for instance, build on your laptop, which is running openSUSE 12.3. You can build Fedora 19 packages, not a problem. You can even build packages for Debian, which uses a completely different packaging format, for instance. So this is one of the coolest things of the Open Build service, that you can package distribution independently. You don't have to have 5 Linux installation on your laptop to build stuff, or I don't know, VMs, or I don't know how we did it before the build service, but you don't need to have that anymore. You can have other distributions. Cool. So now that we have told the build service for which distribution it should build the package, the command line client now knows that too. So we can just call OC build in the directory. And then the fun begins. So you probably noticed that it asks you if it should trust the packages or not. This is, of course, your decision. If you trust them always, if you trust them once, if you don't trust them, then you can build for it. But it's because it's installing packages on your system, right? So not on your usual system, but it still installs them on your system, and it does that as root. So there is a slight risk of getting hacked that way because somebody can add bad packages to the thing. But in your instance, you have chosen from the distributions that are provided by the build service, like openSUSE 12.2, and yeah, if you don't trust them. But for instance, you could also check out packages that I have created in my home directory and then build it, and then it will use packages from my home directory to build the stuff, and that could be a potential security risk. So OSC will ask you for that, but just choose whatever you want. So the question was, once you decided if you trust the packages or once or always or whatever, it starts to download all the stuff, right? And it's not doing that to install them on your root file system. It's not installing on your system. It creates another directory where it sets up the packages it downloads. So you don't end up with another 500 packages on your system. So as you can see, this is the usual packaging cycle. You added your spec file, maybe you update the source because there's a new version or stuff like that. Then you test build it. It errors out because you did a typo or something has changed, blah, blah, blah. You try to fix it, build again. And you do that and do that and do that until it works. This is what packaging is. That is also why it's very attractive for beginners, because you can iterate over it many, many times. And in the end, you will get something. So now that we have created our first package, and it's for the distribution we chose. If we go back to the repositories page, right, on the build.opensuse.org, and we add another distribution, so maybe choose some distribution that you don't know, or choose Fedora, or maybe SUSE Linux Enterprise. Choose something that you haven't chosen yet. So then you can actually build for another distribution the same way. You just specify the name you have given it. This will then not download openSUSE 12.3 packages, but Fedora packages, and use the same mechanism you just used to build Fedora packages. Go back to, sorry? So one problem that now has arisen is that a couple of you have a missing file in your build root. So it errors out and says it can't find libacl or whatever. Yes? Yeah. So you have it for Fedora. They use SLE, have it also. So somehow you need to tell the build description that you need libacl. So you need to find out where that comes from. The best source for that is Google. And you probably find with Fedora libacl so1, you will find a package name, and you add that to the build requires. And then you can try to build again. So you see, if you build for just one distribution, it's very easy. If you build for openSUSE distributions, it's the most. Okay. So the question is, can you have multiple spec files for different distributions? You can, but it might get tedious with time when you update and then you have to edit 5 spec files. So the syntax of the RPM spec files allows to create statements like if Fedora, then do something. Or if openSUSE version is greater than 12.3, you can do something else. So, but you can see when you add a different distribution to the mix, things get complicated very fast. So, now that you have created the stuff for Fedora, or for whatever you used, check it in, check the latest stuff that you have created. So you have to do OSC CI again. Sorry, I come. So check in the latest stuff that you have done. So what we have done now is we munch through packages a bit, and you have built for a distribution that you chose first, and then you have added another one, and now you have checked in your latest results. And what the build service does is it does the same thing you have done on your laptop on a machine in the build service. So it checks out your home project, calls OC build on the checkout itself, and builds it itself. So when you call OC results in your directory, you will see what has happened on the build service. So in my case here, Fedora 17 failed, but openSUSE 12.2 succeeded. So it will be probably the same for you. So check your stuff. Does it build for everybody, for everything? There you can see you have checked the results. You can also check the build logs that you have seen flying by, right? You can read them with OC local build log. You can also read the build log of the build service with OC remote build log for your home directory, for the package, for Fedora 17 in the architecture, so you can check stuff. And you can also do that for everything else. So you can, for instance, look at all the build logs of the openSUSE distribution. You could just check out how the package in openSUSE is built. You can also try some stuff on your own, like see the status of other projects, for instance. If you do OSC PR, which is a project status, openSUSE : factory, you see the state of openSUSE. It will take a long time because there are 3,500 packages in there, but you can see the state of stuff. So, yeah, that's what you can do with the build service. And that is what packaging is all about. So, we have, I think, a couple of minutes to go outside and have some beer or coffee, maybe. Cool. So this is what packaging and everything is all about. And after, we still have a bit left, I think. No, we don't. So you can check out the whole talk on openbuildservice.org. It even goes further. So the slides are on openbuildservice.org. There are also screencasts where you can listen to me again explaining all that stuff. And yeah, if you have any questions, just ask me or Adrian, who is back there. We are both from the build service team, and if you have any questions or you need further information or whatever, just talk to us. Thank you.